Hi, Melissa. It's so good to see you. How have you been?
Hi, good. It's been a very busy week.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been really busy coming back from the vacation, and the kids going back to school, only for them to be back on vacation in a couple of weeks. So, trying to prepare for that, at work and everything, coming back from the furlough. It's just been a real whirlwind.
Yeah. Everything is kind of happening at once. Like you had 6 weeks off and suddenly like thrown back into it full time. And then in this like wacky holiday season too, there's so much so many
Yeah.
changes and school breaks and everything like that. And also trying to implement
Oh,
a
yeah.
morning routine, a morning
Yeah.
self-care routine in the midst of that. How has that been going?
Better. I will say, I feel like those 6 weeks of furlough, though, were very enlightening and validating for me because I was able to pour more time into my social work practicum and the work and in the family, like spending more time with them. And I realized, not knowing I was going to get a paycheck every couple of weeks or whatever wasn't as stressful as I thought it would be at first. And so it just kind of reaffirmed, my gut of feeling like, okay, I need to really focus on how I'm going to transition from this full time to part time so that I can do more of the stuff that really feels good, that really feels fulfilling and ultimately is better for my family and I.
Do you want to transition to part-time work? And
Mhm.
do you have a sense of what that looks like? I know you're talking about within like 6 months or like by the end of the year, you
Mhm.
want to have is it somewhat of a plan for like when that would start or what that would look like?
Yeah, I definitely know like the timeline. Like I know once the kids finish the school year, so at the start of their summer, so that would be like end of May, early June-ish, so about 6 months from now. I definitely envision, like I visualize what I want that to look like with the kids and with my husband and just like what our daily routines would look like. Um, and I try to visualize it and make it feel more real with me each day. But I think the part that gets me stuck is not knowing what that would look like working part time. It's just been so long. I've worked full time for, over 2 decades. So um I don't know what that's going to look like. It's such a different season of my life. And not only that, not only am I not going to be working full time, which is something that I've been used to. And even though it doesn't feel fulfilling, it's still kind of like been a little bit of the purpose each day, is the fact that I'll be back to working part time, kind of like I did as a teenager, but this time with 3 kids. So that's also a little bit scary. And then also like the financials, right? Not knowing what that's going to look like, because that's probably going to ebb and flow a little bit depending on what my part-time work looks like.
Yeah, you'd be working part-time uh as far as your paid job goes, but there's so much
Right.
other work you'll be able to do and um
Yes.
uh so it's just a change in the balance of based on um what you want your priorities and values and
Mhm.
what you're able to do, but it's not uh, part-time work with,
Yeah.
in the same way that being as a
Yeah.
teenager, it would have been.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. It's just so like so I don't want to say new because I feel like I'm still in myself, in my body, right? Like it's still going to be my life. Um, but it's like exciting and nerve-wracking at the same time, just because I never done it this way before. But I'm transitioning into this new career. I have about 5 or 6 more years in the military before I could retire from that. So it feels really great that I'm that I'm doing this now so that I could be hopefully established by the time I retire from that and really like dive into this new career. Because my part-time work will be still Air Force, but as a reservist, you know, and that can be a little bit um, not scary, but it can feel a little bit uncertain sometimes too because reservists get pulled for deployments all the time, and sometimes more is required of you than just the 1 weekend a month and the 2 weeks a year. And so, just getting mentally prepared for the possibility of that kind of spontaneous stuff happening as well. Um, but focusing on the bright side, right? The good things is that I'll be able to, make breakfast for my kids before they go to school and see them off um, be able to pick them up each time. And then just them just having that consistency and knowing that, mom is going to be there for as long as I can.
You want to make sure that um, there's moments that you don't, miss and are there as much as possible. And it sounds like the part-time uh, work will be kind of in fluctuation, or like most of the time you'll know what the commitments are, but then there's this unknown factor too of
Hmm.
a potential deployment. Do you know what that would look like? And is there yeah, does that have like a set thing that it looks like, or is that different?
That's a good question. Things are changing so much. Um, with the way our government is and all the intel we receive, it kind of makes you feel like, okay, the way we normally do this isn't it's not going to be like it was before. Some of the deployments have gotten a little longer for some people, locations have changed. So I don't I want to say it's like 50-50 knowing, and the other 50 is kind of like not knowing. Yeah. So but I know what I signed up for too, so I kind of can anticipate that. Part of the thing that's keeping me feeling grounded about that is the fact that knowing that I'm part-time doing that, I'm spending more time with my family than I would otherwise, because it's completely different when you're constantly working, full time along with the part time and doing family, and then you get deployed, and then it's like, my gosh, I already spend minimal amount of time with my family. Now I'm going to be gone for 6 months or however long, and so part that keeps me grounded is at least I'll know that the majority of the time, at least for now, I'll be home versus the other way
Yeah.
around.
So like deployment was always a possibility, no matter if you were full-time or part-time. Um,
Yeah, yeah. Yes, exactly right. So, yeah, so this is exciting and scary. I'm trying to just kind of fall into the nerves and sink into the nerves and try to make it like a positive um feeling so that the fear doesn't overcome me.
you're
But
feeling some fear and uncertainty about the decision.
I think just because it's like a newish thing, sometimes thoughts come into my head on like, you know, um what if, like, are you doing this for you or for your kids, like, do they really care if you're there to drop them off in the morning or pick them up in the afternoon, or are you really going to be okay with like potentially slicing your paycheck in half, or just like normal, you know fear thoughts anytime you're making a huge life decision. And so, yeah, I'm just trying to kind of embrace all the feelings that are coming with this so that I can stand firm on knowing that no matter what, I know this is what I want to happen.
So you're pretty sure you want to do this, and there's some fears that you think are like, yeah, pretty inescapable. There's going to be doubts, and based on any like big life decision. Is there
Hmm.
is there anything that um you want, um, or is there anything you think would help between now and then in reducing reducing those fears? Do you think that they're totally inevitable? And like, do you imagine that you'll still have them like even after you've transitioned? Or like, is there
Hmm.
kind of like a uh, um, yeah, like a plan you have for helping try to reduce the like self-doubts by so that when you start you don't have them.
Yeah, like backpedal, like, oh, this was a mistake. I Self-care is big for me. I feel like taking care of my mind and my soul and my heart and physically obviously as well. That's huge for me, making sure I take care of my whole self and prioritizing that. And being intuitive to everything that's happening, right? So that I'm aware of, all the things that could go wrong or could go right. Um, but the main thing for me is like I can't feel like I can't just wait for like things to happen. I'm 45 years old, right? So like action steps are really important for me. I need to feel like this is the second half of my life and I have to take action steps, right? I can't just wait for like a miracle to happen. And so at this point in my life, I feel like the things that are going to happen for me are going to be based on what I'm doing to get there. And part of that is this, right? I'm in the graduate school. I'm doing a career path that I feel will be very fulfilling for me, going forward. So like check mark there, right? And then the other part is I feel like I'm still growing and learning as a parent and spending more time with my kids. I feel like will make me a better parent, and more patient with them. So the action steps are a big deal for me. I feel like every day I have to do a little bit of something, even if it's not like directly related to the graduate program or directly related to like finding, some other type of part-time gig that may not be at a base near me, because that's also a possibility. My part-time reserve duty may be at a different state and I'll have to travel once a month, but it'll be one weekend versus like a 6-month deployment, So for me, it's very important to do little action steps every day towards that goal, regardless of what that looks like.
So it sounds like you're uh and just to summarize, because I can't believe we're out of
Oh
time.
my gosh,
This goes so quickly.
I know.
So you're it sounds like you're excited, you're confident about the moving to part-time. I remember when we first started these sessions, there was so much like uncertainty about what you wanted that step to look like. Now, you have a plan, you know what that's going to be, and you're so excited to have more time with your kids, and this aligns with your values, and you you think like this will be like this will help you be a more like intuitive, connected parent, and so it sounds like there are still doubts and fears, and there's still some uncertainty that's inevitable. But this is the path that you want to take, that you um, have envisioned to get you to like the like living the values that you want to have.
Absolutely, yes, 100%. I don't think I've ever felt more confident about a decision in my life.
That's
So
amazing.
happy
That's
about that. Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah.
That's so wonderful to hear. I and you're saying about needing to take like a little step each day. So whether you know what that means or not, but that'd be something to think about of what that could look like as you progress to that transition. And I really look forward to meeting with you next time, and yeah, and just learning more about what that looks like, and being excited with you for making that change.
Amazing. Yeah. see what progress comes up next.
Bye. Have a good day.
Bye.